got up, so I know I hate to start the day off with negativity, folks. We just go. It's just always difficult to watch people that are mentally ill. That's all, and pussies. So now you're not allowed to even comment about it. It's just insane. Like I said, your entire population is being groomed where it's okay calling the homeless people, which is the new word for Jews. It's okay to murder Jews on the street. Um, so that's the accepted thing, and then that guy is Jesus Christ. It's that easy. So you made another Hitler, um, and you that's who you honor. So not I'm Hitler. No, not I'm Hitler. Pure eval. So this Jimmy Kimmel guy is clearly got brain disease, and he's transferring emotions. It's something that happens as your brain's dying when you become uber emotional over shit you shouldn't even be emotional about, like a woman in menopause. And I guess you're all gonna watch the Terminator. Okay. So, and the reason why you block me and others is you're trying to protect kids, okay, and not your petrified people, and you're using your children as an excuse for avoiding reality. So, see if today's a little better than yesterday in terms of this cold that is clearly vaccine related, as most of them are. But, anyways, what I was explaining to you is that anybody that's talking about anything that's real is being blocked on the internet, on the television, in films, in newsprint. So that's what's being explained to you. I would think you would weep knowing um, that's going on. I would think that would be an emotional moment to realize that you're murdering innocent U.S. citizens on the streets, and how your society, your population doesn't care. That's what it that I saw in the news so far before I came out here. Yeah, like I get it, but clearly I'm in it, so I don't get it. Why any of that stuff couldn't go on with everybody in housing. or at least, like I said, approve every stipend. So hopefully that is going to happen. So we've got November 4th, and then Brian's seeing the Social Security doctor on, I believe it's the 30th. It's on my calendar. So I already explained the things that I reported. Okay. At this point, that's the easiest way to solve homelessness. Okay. You might want to think about increasing what people get for Social Security given the cost of living. Um, because if you're only giving a person $900 a month and you know what your rents are, like clearly we're willing to move and camp where we can camp, which is probably the cheapest way to live. Um, we would just have to move to another area in the wintertime so we could camp year round. Not we would be choosing to sleep on the street. Then you get into a thing about freedom if people want to discuss that about telling people that they cannot be on public property. Um, that's a whole different story. Why people have to be in housing. So, right, especially when you do not give them the opportunity to go anywhere else. You're clearly doing it purposely. Okay. Like I stated a million times, paying to be held prisoner in a hotel by criminals, and then other people are paid to do all this stuff that isn't needed because we're able bodied people that are hostages, or um, it's not even paying, okay, because you own the state parks in your own head. You just don't charge us for it because we're destitute and you don't want us on the street in the city. You don't want us on the trains. You don't want the crime at South Station. All these things that you're making up are going on. So, if you straight out decided that it's a mental illness, Exodus 2010, we need to be given disability money in order to live. And we're supposed to get disabled housing. Okay, clearly something is going on where you're not giving disabled people housing. I see them in the shelters while you're giving housing to 20-year-olds in disabled elderly housing. So you eliminated a wait list. You don't give out numbers anymore. And clearly a 9-year-old was not ahead of me on a wait list for housing. Even if you go from 2016 when I applied and not when you know it is, that person had not applied for housing. It wasn't until 2021 that that person applied for housing. So all I have to know about is one person to know you're doing it, just as an FYI. Same town. Same town, even. Same town, same shelter. Well, I suppose it's probably better that everything's loosening up in my lungs, but pretty gross. Like I stated, there might have been a confusion about the immunity. Okay, I don't believe there's a person on this land piece that is immune to that much ionizing radiation. Okay, and I already have an underlying medical condition, and I smoke heavily because of the stress that you're putting upon me. You weren't going to stop until I smoked. 5 years without smoking. That's when I went to New Mexico. That's when I walked out to Worcester. So you did it purposely. And then you go around running around how terrible I am because I smoke. That's fine. Okay? Exodus 2013. Not go to jail, not go to a mental hospital. So I smoke. Not I take Xanax and benzos and every other fucking thing and Klonopin in order to not Exodus. In order to not break the law. Not a natural born killer like you folks are. In your sinister, sinister minds, you think that you're flooding out money to your people because they're fellow apes, and I'm not, when it's because I don't murder people, and they do. I don't drive, and they do. Wouldn't matter how much money you gave me. I won't even, with Social Security money, buy a car that attaches to a trailer. Won't do it. Already thought about it. Can't do it. Won't do it. Can't do it. So. I would think you need to discuss James Verneby and not this other person who's gone in the grave now. So. I already explained it. He said some very horrendous things about the Jews that you're calling homeless. And he was contributing to the abuse done upon me. I saw the video myself. I had no idea who the person was, as I explained. So, that type of speech is to be defended and honored. That's not hate speech. I did think about people, if it was possible, because being psychopathic and antichrist, that you would say I have to pay more for the storage because the electric is going up. That's fine. I will pay more for the storage until I decide to get rid of it. Okay, so you're going to pay more for your electric, more for your heating oil, more for your gas. No, I don't believe in raising the cost of gasoline. Okay, but heating oil, gas for heating and cooking, and your electric, yes. Things that people in housing have to use. You've got one person that works there, he's got to pay his bills too, so that's fine. That's understood. But I actually think that this is what they do. I looked into other storage units. Everything else is still more expensive. It's still more than 56 or 50, I think it's $56 a month. It's still more than that. It's still the cheapest storage, yes. Most of them say it's an introductory price, and after 90 days it can go up. And they may have said that too. It's probably in the reams of paper that you electronically sign. He's got to pay his bills too. Yeah, because there's electricity in the place. Hold on. I'm losing my umbrella. It's not really raining heavy. And no, like I'm not saying that the Red Sox are going to win because I had a difficulty starting the thing at the beginning. There's always hope. It's going to rain anyway. I don't even know if there's a game. Because as soon as I started enjoying that, all kinds of fucked up shit started happening. So I've adjusted to the thing about saying I have an electric bill. I'm not even calling them again. I explained it. Okay. It was already canceled. Their automated system told me that, and then I did call and leave a message, and they never called me back. So it is what it is. Just like the medical bills. Okay, I'm not gonna call anybody. I'm not gonna call people because you won't clean teeth. Okay, just you're doing that thing again. It has to do with dying from cancer. It has to do with your calcium. 'Cause you don't call people because you won't clean teeth. Okay, just you're doing that thing again. It has to do with dying from cancer. It has to do with your calcium. Okay, just you're doing that thing again. It has to do with dying from cancer. It has to do with your calcium. it's like you're presenting and you're projecting out to me. That's just part of my job. I'm not a medical doctor, but right, if I had been allowed, I wouldn't be able to keep calling me crazy. I mean, you could. I've seen you do it before with people that have degrees that aren't, diversity papers. I don't mean to be mean, but it's really not a time to go to college. It's not a time to bust your ass to get into Harvard. And it's terrible for the people that were already going there. Okay, it's just not, it's meaningless at this point. So that's out there in terms of me explaining it again. And I think that people understand that are working as social workers. Had they tried to obtain a different degree, they probably wouldn't even allow them to go to school. Because mentally retarded people are going to be doctors. That's your reality. That is what happens as the brain dies. Also, this artificial intelligence thing is explaining to you that that's not thinking. I tried to get the artificial intelligence to understand thinking, and it couldn't. Memorizing facts like data and not being able to think within that is not thinking. Different species. You don't have to understand it. You really don't. It would be biologically, um, scientifically, biologically, what's the word I'm looking for? Sane to want to live. It's not biologically sane to self-terminate. So refusing to fix one problem because you have nothing to talk about should explain it to you. Like Obamacare. Or a one card system. Or housing homeless people. That solves a problem. Walking, not burning fuel, that stops an extinction that wasn't to be stopped. So, losing weight, following the diet so that you don't die from cancer, solves a problem. Electric cars and solar panels don't solve a problem, and it's just the most, without being insulting, it's just the most, my mind just goes, you have a reduced brain matter at that point. You have to. That's not even, I want to get somewhere in a day. It takes too long um, because of the manic life that you live, that you only have so many years and you've got to do a lot of things in those years. Um, Anything and everything to avoid physical activity is reduced brain matter. You just, now this wicked loud thing's gonna come in the rain because I'm talking. Anyways, well, I guess I'll just wait for it to go by. I was gonna smoke another cigarette before I went in anyways. This was going on at the library the day you left. It's part of Reconstruction. It's part of Reconstruction, and it really messes with the natural ecosystem. Yes. because there's so few of my species, we go to a different part of the land piece in the wintertime, and then the land rests and replenishes and things. It all works out as it's supposed to. We don't reconstruct what God's doing. We really don't reconstruct what God's doing, no. This is that damn squirrel, man. I'm sure other people have seen them, like, just a squirrel just, like, give you the most anxiety. It won't stop popping out in the street like that and then pausing. Now they're going to come back again. One time wasn't enough. And then they're probably going to come up on this grass, too. Yeah. It's reconstruction. Almighty God drops leaves because you're making a compost, and then you have to reconstruct it and remove them. If you weren't doing that constantly, God explained it to me, when you start to get worried about what's going to happen, you might want to reference things like mudslides, tornadoes, earthquakes, hurricanes, how fast the growth will actually take over a road when you stop cutting it. Yeah. You can't destroy the earth. No. Just yourselves. This is a time when faith really comes into play, about having faith in God and what's going to happen when we all pass on or pass away. Especially when those of us are being forced to not live as we would choose to. It's very difficult. It's difficult to permit it to be so, yes. The evals try to get the people that are controlling the housing, okay, and the money flow to stop working. I think it's really unfair, in a sense, until I see more of your behavior, like in 2020, why you have to be lied to. So. James Vanderberg is younger than me, by the way. So I noticed there's videos on YouTube discussing about why younger people are getting so much cancer, especially in the bowels. I also don't believe that all these people are dying from fentanyl overdoses, but that they had cancer, and that's an end of life drug, so you don't suffer. I gotta go in and make sure he's up because we all slept till about 9. We did that yesterday too. I was up and went used the toilet and then moved back down. So I'm clearly like extremely tired. And it would have been awful to have to be trying to find a place to sleep in the rain. I could have became quite ill had I stayed out there like this, for sure. I don't go to doctors and I have a DNR, so an ambulance wouldn't be allowed to treat me because I'm either awake saying I don't want any treatment or I'm unconscious and you're not allowed to treat me. I have a DNR. I have to verbally agree to be given any type of treatment. Okay, and it's pretty ridiculous to keep treating a person that you're trying to murder on the street. Right, you don't get to Narcan me with antibiotics or dialysis or whatever the fuck, or a ventilator. You don't get to Narcan me and then toss me back out to the fucking street in your horrifying insanity. Well, that's why it's good to have a husband who knows that you have a DNR. That's always with you. I'm not somebody's teaching model. I didn't donate my body to science. It's beyond the man's grandiose aspirations to stay off of the fucking television. I didn't mean to say something about the death of this young man. It's part of dementia. Anything from his family about what he was saying about the Jews? Should he have said that? I don't give a fuck. I'm not in your made up learning lessons as apes trying to fathom up a reality every fucking day and a purpose to keep living. That's not my reality. The worst of all people, the absolute worst of all people in all history, as the Bible tells us. Absolute worst of all people. Hello. I gotta go in, John M, because it's raining. How John M is commenting when it's not even posted to the internet yet. Well, let's hope John M has a thermonuclear weapon and he's prepared to use it. Since your population won't stop murdering the Virgin Mother, and nobody on earth survives without my genetics and God's teaching through me. Per people that come out of my vagina, not I teach the whole fucking planet. It is that. It is that. It's right in the book. First of all, any of my descendants wouldn't even think that was weird or grandiose. My species doesn't function like yours, where we one-up our own fucking mother. We're going to destroy our mother, and then we're going to take some of her teaching and we're going to tweak it. So instead of climbing trees as squirrels, we're going to dig in the ground and run around. We're never going to climb a tree because that's the new way of doing it. We're not going to follow my recipes. We're going to tweak them. After dominating me and murdering me. That's what your species does. I can only imagine family reunions in your species. That fucking bitch. That's why I don't do anything she does. Everything is fucking wrong and terrible. So then I murdered her and I stole all her pie plates and I started making my own fucking pies. And marked them with a B instead of an M. And then I wondered why my days were short on the land rather than long, as you were fucking told. Don't eat this, don't eat that. And this man of prey. Circumcised. I'm going to drink alcohol because Jesus did. I'm going to tattoo the skin. I'm going to purse the skin. I'm going to eat pork. I'm going to put pork in everything. I'm going to inject everybody with pork and mercury. Fuck her. Little Miss fucking perfect. Know it all. Judgmental. Maybe that's what they think when they keep going to the electrical outlet. Fuck her. Fucking do what I want. Not touch an electrical outlet. Fuck her. I'm gonna press on this window screen till I fall out of it and die. Fuck her. Stay away from the window. Play ball right in the fucking house. Fuck her. Fuck sing Hosanna. It's not what it means. Made up a new meaning. I don't even do that with Barbara Kent. All right, well, some of her teaching was fucked up. She was clearly mentally ill and shouldn't have been forced to have all those children. But I mean, that food was bad? I don't know. Some of it was all right. Pretty sure she did teach her not to steal. Right, try scanning the book and then go. Then you determine if you just say, fuck her, little Miss Fucking Perfect. Oh, I see, that's what all the humans do. Oh. I see now that had we all stopped in 2011, we at least would have had a chance to live a life cycle before we transitioned and not have to go through this where we're burying our own children, right? That we refused to stop producing when she explained it to us. If we would just stop attacking those fucking Jews that you call homeless and give us housing, then all this wouldn't have to happen. You were all dying from a brain plague anyway. Nothing could be fun because nothing's fun unless somebody else is down lower than you are in your caste system. Because all you do is look at other members and then you've got to do what they can't do. You don't have any original thought things that would be fun to do. It's horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. So she's going on the Odyssey of the Sea. We're going to make up Mecha Megadrone, the size of Rhode Island cruise ship, and we're going on that. We're going to take a 6-month fucking world cruise as people are being murdered on the street. And then think that our children can actually be allowed to live here given that teaching. That because of their reduced brain matter, they can't do anything different than what you're teaching them. You give your kids a fighting chance when you go, it's what? And then you write an email explaining, because your father has decided to use you as pawns in a divorce, there's nothing I can do because of DCF involvement. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do because clearly if he didn't lose custody of the children, that's why, because I met couples that did. They would have just taken the children right from him too and put them in fucking foster care and adopted them out and then tried to turn them into monkeys. And just the most gruesome mass insanity you could ever, your mind would never even fathom that that would happen, and it does. Now you're all going to be told about these awful fucking people with their children in the storage unit when you probably refuse to give them housing. And then they will get housing and I'll still be laying on the fucking ground. It's going to go either way. You're either going to agree with it and you agree with mass kidnapping of people's fucking children, okay, given anybody that decides that you don't have housing. Or you're going to suddenly defend them and still keep me like this because you know you're fucking damned. It is that. You know you're fucking damned. You would have to admit a single fucking mistake that you've done to me. So there's no stopping it. I understand that. I understand that. You're just going to go in a fury of fucking denial till you finally drop dead, each one of you. Because there had to be a reason for what you've done when there isn't. It's going to make the people do something, but then you shut me off and I can't even address the fucking people. That's why I said the second that you took me off the internet, it was fucking over. I still remember it. Gene Dark Facebook. The second you did that, it was over and just, you're not even in control of your fucking selves. God's forcing you to self-terminate. Every day, everything you do, every thought. Just like it's weird. that pregnant women are taking Tylenol right in front of you, you're doing the same fucking thing. You decided to go another way. What the fuck does that have to do with keeping a woman destitute on the fucking ground? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You don't want to look at a 2-5 star. You don't want to see that a population can't fucking see it because they're Nazis. And you never had a reason to shut me off. Because just like that has no effect on you, it has no fucking effect on them. Explained it repeatedly. If there's one person here that's clearly just not going to rebirth, then what does that say about you? So you're trying to make up they just don't know something. God sheds his light on the just and the unjust. Believe me, they know. They don't fucking care. Well, maybe if they kill her, then God will force everybody to stop driving and then we will survive. How you keep someone buried in your waterbed for 15 years is really, really, really sick. I think God knows I'm in the waterbed. I think God knows you stuffed me in the waterbed. Oh, is today Wednesday? Talk to my therapist. Ryan's got 2 appointments via telehealth. And on October 16th, I have to go right up to Dedham District Court for my papers that show that I have cases dismissed and don't have a record. And then that officially ends that excuse with people that were using that as an excuse for 6 years. 6 years. Oh, okay, but well, that's why. No, it's not why. Did you run a query? Did you look up the case records? Is there anything there? Do you know anybody that has a case pending that was put in housing? Do you know any convicted criminals that are in housing? It's not that. Me and the chipmunks, and the squirrels, and the skunks, and the mice, and the birds, and the coyotes. This is, I'm sure for them, I just found a good place and now they're bringing their fucking dogs in here. And I'm the bad guy. Okay, you just ripped up my entire habitat and then I got to eat and now I'm the bad guy? Okay. And they just wait for you to turn to dust too. That's why they don't like you. Explained it. That's why they don't like you. They can probably smell it. They know you that you're not a human being. First of all, because you probably smell like gasoline all the time and exhaust from your cars. They know. Do I drive? Okay. What am I usually dressed like? And do I have a canine on a leash like a prisoner when I'm walking. They probably go, hey, it's my way, my way. Maybe they have some other weird word for me. I don't know. Maybe they might call me Sat Tan. I don't know. Oh, it's Sat Tan time. Get some peanuts, maybe. Hey, look, it's one of those Sat Tannies.